Attention passionate Baltimore Ravens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Baltimore Ravens' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Baltimore Ravens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Baltimore RAVENS fans. Let's get to the news in a move that could shake the AFC landscape. There's been a lot of buzz around a potential blockbuster trade involving Patrick Surtain, the Denver Broncos' shutdown cornerback, heading to the Baltimore Ravens. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. How could a move like this change everything? Well, strap in, because this isn't just another rumor. It's a game changer, especially considering the current state of the Ravens' secondary and their playoff ambitions. Let's start with the context. The Denver Broncos, sitting at 4-8 with a cap space of around $27 million, have been navigating a rebuilding phase, especially on defense. After some tough losses and a defense that's been leaking yards and points, allowing roughly 225 passing yards per game, they're clearly looking to reshape their roster. The Broncos are focusing their cap space on upgrading their pass rush, particularly at the edge position, rather than investing in their secondary. That's why they're willing to part ways with someone like Surtain, whose contract runs through 2027 and who's proven himself as one of the league's premier shutdown corners. Now, what makes Surtain such a hot commodity? Well, this guy is a true lockdown corner, a player who elevates a secondary defenses by himself. With a PFF coverage grade of 91.0 in 2025, he's been one of the best in the league at shutting down top receivers. He's got 3 interceptions this season, along with 45 tackles and 2 forced fumbles in just 9 games. What really stands out is his ability to limit elite receivers, holding WR1s to a 71% incompletion rate, which is phenomenal. Plus, his expected points added, EPA, per play is a solid plus 0.40 at just 25 years old, showing that he's not just a coverage guy but someone who impacts the game in multiple ways. His career stats are impressive: over 300 snaps, 11 interceptions, and a blazing 4.42 speed in the 40-yard dash. Surtain's jam win rate hovers around 82%, meaning he's consistently disrupting routes at the line of scrimmage. In 2025, he's averaging about 5 tackles per game, and his success rate on deep balls, 77%, makes him a nightmare for quarterbacks trying to test him downfield. His ability to blanket receivers is complemented by his zone coverage metrics, where he's delivering an EPA target of -0.28 versus zone coverage, indicating he's a disruptive presence there too. His contested catch rate stands at 70%, which is above average but still shows his competitive nature. He's not easy to out-jump or out-muscle. What sets Surtain apart is his technical mastery. His ball hawk instincts are at an 87% success rate, and he excels in man-to-man coverage, often winning at the line despite being targeted by some of the best quarterbacks in the league. His technique, combined with his return from a shoulder strain that kept him out for a few weeks, shows he's back at full strength, ready to lock down the league's top receivers once again. His performance against elite WRs like Tyreek Hill in 2025 has been stellar, holding him to just 79% success on deep routes, an elite number that significantly boosts the secondary's overall performance. Now let's talk about the Broncos' perspective for a moment. They're looking to extend Nix, the young defensive tackle, but their current struggles, particularly on defense, are clear. They're giving up around 225 aerial yards per game, and their focus is shifting towards bolstering their pass rush with an edge upgrade, rather than prioritizing the secondary. By releasing Surtain, they free up around $25 million in cap space, which they plan to reinvest in the draft, especially to improve their run defense, which is conceding 4 yards per carry. This is where the Ravens come into play. After a somewhat tumultuous start to the season, especially on defense, the secondary has been a concern. Post-injury, the unit has been vulnerable, allowing too many completions and big plays, which is not what you want when chasing deep playoff runs. Adding a talent like Surtain could be the perfect remedy. Imagine him lining up across from Marlon Humphrey, who's already shown flashes of being a true elite corner with 3 INTs in 2025. Surtain's presence would elevate the entire secondary, making it more aggressive and disciplined. His ability to reduce the number of big plays, down from 220 to 185 yards allowed per game, would be a huge boost for the team's overall EPA per play, which has improved by 27% thanks to better coverage. Surtain's man-to-man prowess would also help increase sacks indirectly by creating pressure. His presence at the line, combined with Baltimore's already talented front seven, would elevate the pressure rate, leading to more sacks and turnovers. His ability to match up against the league's top receivers, like Jamar Chase, would be instrumental in playoff games where every possession counts. His red zone defense, which currently sits at 63%, would also see improvements, providing Baltimore with a more reliable option when the game tightens in those critical moments. What's truly exciting, and what has Ravens fans buzzing, is the potential impact this could have on the team's Super Bowl odds. Right now, Baltimore's odds to win Super Bowl LXI are around plus 3,200, which isn't bad but still leaves room for improvement. Bringing in a player of Surtain's caliber could boost those odds significantly, especially considering his track record in clutch moments. His recent performance against Higgins in overtime, where he frustrated the Bengals, WR in a crucial moment, just highlights how invaluable he can be in high-pressure situations. His ability to neutralize mismatches and force turnovers would be the kind of X-factor that takes the Ravens from good to great in 2025 and beyond. Looking ahead, adding Surtain would also serve as a statement to the rest of the league. It signals that Baltimore is serious about contending not just this year, but for the long haul. His presence could help stabilize the secondary after the loss of Hamilton for a game due to shoulder injury, providing that extra layer of confidence against explosive offenses. It's a move that makes sense from both a competitive and strategic standpoint, especially as the Ravens aim to solidify their defensive identity and push further in the playoffs. Now, of course, this kind of trade isn't just about acquiring a star. It's about fitting into the team's chemistry, salary cap considerations, and long-term plans. But given the current landscape of the AFC, with teams like the Dolphins, Chiefs, and Bengals all boasting potent offenses, Baltimore needs to be at its best defensively. Surtain's addition could be the missing piece, kind of like the final puzzle piece that completes the picture of a championship-caliber defense. His ability to elevate the secondary, combined with the Ravens' already talented front, could be the perfect storm that propels them deep into the playoffs and possibly all the way to the Super Bowl. Imagine the secondary with Humphrey and Surtain locking down the outside, forcing quarterbacks to make tougher throws, while the front seven applies relentless pressure. That's a recipe for turnovers, big plays, and a defense that can keep up with the high-powered offenses in the AFC. Plus, Surtain's knack for reading routes and breaking on the ball could lead to more INTs, something the Ravens have been craving to turn their defense into a true playmaking unit. These improvements wouldn't just be marginal. They could transform Baltimore's entire defensive philosophy and elevate their chances for a title. Of course, all this hinges on whether the Broncos decide to pull the trigger. Their focus on cap space and strategic rebuilds suggests they're open to offers, especially for a player like Surtain who's still in his prime and has a lot of football left in him. For Baltimore, the opportunity to land a cornerstone corner like him doesn't come around often. It's about making the right move at the right time, and with the playoffs approaching, this could be exactly what Baltimore needs to take that next step. In the grand scheme of things, adding Surtain wouldn't just be a splash move. It would be a statement. It would show that the Ravens are serious about defending their turf and contending for another Super Bowl. The secondary, which has been a bit shaky at times this season, would instantly become one of the most formidable in the league. It would energize the defense, give the team more confidence, and put opponents on notice that Baltimore's secondary is no longer a weakness but a strength. So Ravens fans, stay tuned because this potential trade could reshape the AFC picture. It's not just about adding a talented player. It's about transforming a team that's already in the playoff hunt into a true championship contender. Surtain's arrival could be the boost that pushes Baltimore over the top, helping them chase that elusive Super Bowl trophy once again. The question is, will the Broncos pull the trigger? And if they do, how will Baltimore respond? Either way, one thing is for sure. This is a story you don't want to miss. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Baltimore Ravens news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Baltimore Ravens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Do you think Certain can be the missing piece to finally get Baltimore back to the Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Ravens. Remember, I'll be back soon with even more updates and insights, so stay tuned and keep that passion alive. Let's go, Ravens!